barrels. That's the next step in the process, guys, and one of the most exciting, definitely the most time-consuming on our sour side of brewing. Would you agree, Miss Jen?
I would. These things, they take a lot of love.
Take a lot of love. So we've got between 1,500 and 2,000 of these suckers, depending on the time, in our barrel warehouse. That's because they're only good to us for a certain number of times, which can vary depending. Maybe they're an American oak whiskey barrel. We'll get 2 uses out of those.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe they're a French oak wine barrel, and we can get that wonderful, delicious Cabernet character and a beer like Oblivion to start with that. And then after that that barrel, excuse me, can become a neutral aging vessel, and we can use it for other delicious sour beers that we don't necessarily want to taste like wine. But we've also got rum barrels, tequila barrels, gin barrels, pink tequila barrels,
Sherry cask.
sherry casks. Those are my favorite ones. The Oloroso ones, the big black ones with the red heads
They're
on
pretty
the end.
awesome.
God, they're the
Puncheons.
best. Damn near killed them.
What other kinds do we have?
Fooders.
Fooders.
That's
We
it.
have a bunch of cool, like thicker stave, just like a fooder, about double the thickness of a normal wine barrel. We have a bunch of stackable guys that are 600 liters. Those are collectively known as the Brotots or the Chads.
Potato chips.
We have 4 other ones that are very similar to that. They're horizontal, and they're about 9 to 10 hectoliter fooders as well. And we're constantly looking for other barrels with which we can experiment. So we've got in some, gin barrels that were actually, used to hold Laphroaig before they held gin. Or, we're finding, we got some small gin barrels for Sandiaka next year, and I'm really excited to see, that change in surface area and more surface area to a smaller volume in that barrel is going to impart way more gin character. So we're always looking for new and exciting things to work with, and if you've got a barrel connect, let me know.
I think way more gin character is one of the best things about working here.
I'm gonna leave. You give a lot of tours. Some would call you a professional. What's the
Used to. Still do.
What's the most common question that you get on tours?
I gotta say, it's where do y'all get them barrels from?
Oh, good question.
Can you answer that one?
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
take it. So we actually source most of our barrels through a company called Rocky Mountain Barrel Company. They are based out of Colorado.
As the name implies.
Exactly. Learn how to read.
Uh-huh.
So they're based out of Colorado. They source barrels from all over the world. They're super cool to work with. And because we buy so many, we have a pretty cool relationship with those guys. If they find something really interesting, for example, 220 hectoliter cognac blending tanks that can be horizontal fooders for us. So they let us know when they find really interesting barrels, and they also help us source things that are hard to find. Rum barrels, a lot of times, the condition that we get them in can be really challenging for us to work with and fill and make sure they're holding liquid. So working with a company that, we know these people, and we also get to see these barrels and know that they've been inspected and know that they're gonna be exactly what we need is really helpful. So we appreciate those guys.
They also have a spin-off sister company called the Rocky Mountain Oyster Company. Did I make that up? I like that one. Is that okay?
That was good.
That's